2019 has been nothing short of phenomenal for jockey Frankie Dettori. At 48 years of age, he looks likely to surpass anything he's achieved before. And on Sunday, the Italian has a chance to rewrite the sports history books when bidding for a third consecutive Arc victory aboard superstar mare Enable.
Well, Frankie, first of all, thanks for inviting us round to your home. That's
You're the first one.
The very first.
You're the very first one.
I have to say, very impressive, but more of that later. 2019 has been an incredible year for Frankie Dettori. There's been lots written about it. What would you say about it in your own words?
Mental, I'll be honest with you. Absolutely mental. Look, I came into the season thinking, oh, Too Damn Hot is going to be the one. And then obviously knew in the back of my mind that I had Enable. And then obviously Stradivarius was a revelation last year. So, you know, I came into the season with a lot of expectation, but it never goes like you think it's going to go, you know, because, you know, horses are delicate, they pick up injuries and they can get sick. So, obviously, Too Damn Hot had a little injury, so he missed the Guineas. And then I didn't have much of a Derby horse, so it didn't start as well as I thought. And I think Enable had a little injury as well. So I thought, you know, it can be a bit of a long season. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything clicked.
When was the moment that you knew everything was going to go A1?
Well, no, I still don't know yet. But the start, I would say the start, there was the Oaks.
Yeah.
Basically, I tell you, for a fact, I wanted to ride the other one, Medina. And anyway.
You really wanted to do that?
Yeah, really, I wanted to ride the other, but I was kind of told that, no, you're riding this one. And anyway, as you know, it all worked out well, and what she didn't look like winning, in the end she won, so it's a great start. So that got myself fired up, and then it's only after 2 weeks, and you go to Ascot, and then, well, I thought one of my best rides was Too Damn Hot. He got beat, so, and my wife Catherine, she never comes down to Ascot often these days. And last time she came when I got beat on Triomphe, and then she came from Too Damn Hot, and that got beat as well. I thought, God, this is going to be a long week. And then we wake up on the Thursday Gold Cup day. She said, oh, I'm a bit bored in the hotel. I want to come race. I went, oh, no, that's the Gold Cup gone.
Were you tempted to give her the credit card and send her shopping? Go shopping.
And then it was quite funny because, as you know, that amazing day, then I rolled the first four. And, I mean, I never seen an atmosphere like it, you know, even in my standard. I mean, I got after I won the third race. I mean, you could hear a pin drop when I rode Stradivarius, and when it hit the front, the last furlong, I mean, the grandstand was going to come down. It was absolutely electric. And then it was a bit of a deja vu at 96 because Turgenev, who was 12-1 shot, he was 2-1 favourite. Yeah. And he nearly pulled it off.
No-hoper.
And he nearly pulled it off. I led to the last 100 yards and then I got beat. I probably went a little bit too soon, but it was absolutely insane. It was magical. It was good for racing, not so much good for the bootmakers, but it gave racing a lift, you know, and you know, to do it on Gold Cup Day, I mean, it's incredible.
Did you leave there thinking,
oh, King Kong.
I'm in the groove here, that I'm almost untouchable? Is there that feeling?
I usually get on the Friday and I can't wait to leave the place because I'm so exhausted. I got there on Saturday, I thought, oh no, it's finished. Gotta put the top hat back away for that year. But yeah, I had an amazing week. Brilliant. I can't name them all, but it's been fantastic. And then, you know, that was gone. And then 2 weeks later, the big mare's coming back. So very exciting because you know how much she means to me. And I was confident she was in top form and she won the Eclipse.
What is it about her that's so special?
I probably had the longest. You know, I mean, the Golden Horn was a special horse. The Bad Millennium was special, but I didn't get to stay with me for that long. I mean, she's been with me from, for basically non-stop for 2 years, and it's grown, we have, I mean, I love horses, it's my job, but she's extra special because she took me to places emotionally where no other horse has. I mean, obviously winning classics and winning my first arc, and then winning my second arc, and then winning in America, and then that amazing race in the King George. I mean, she has taken me beyond what any horse has taken me emotionally. So then that's why I love her that much, because for those kind of reasons. And I think she kind of knows me now. So.
How does she feel about you? I mean, because I hear certain times when you go down to the box to try and give her a polo, she shows you the door. Is that true?
Depends. Sometimes she lets me in. Most of the time she does. She's a character. I love her. She's yeah. I think she kind of knows me, but she's two different beasts. She's so quiet. In the morning when I see she's quiet, she got, if you didn't know she was Enable, you'll say, you scratch your head, because her work is, I'm not saying it's poor, but satisfactory. I won't go beyond that. And then when she gets to the races, like, it's like somebody turned a switch on, all the lights are on, and like she's full on, she's grinding her teeth, her eyes are sticking out, and she's puffing herself up, and I mean, it's a different beast. You think, wow, what is that? She's up for it, you know what I mean? And it's great. And she's got these two personalities.
And for you personally, I mean, when you read down your CV, it's second to none. You've won every race going in every corner of the world. So when you mention she takes me to places that I can never imagine, as a sportsman, forget the money, forget the fame that it brings you, what does that mean as a sportsman to you?
Look, I do it for two reasons. Obviously it's my job, but actually I do it because I love it. I mean, there's no other feeling where I'd be walking out the weigh room in Longchamp, and you walk in and you could cut the atmosphere. I mean, the nerves are kicking in, your mouth is dry, your heart is pumping, and everybody's staring at you, everybody's staring at your horse, and you just get the leg up and you just feel in this bubble, and I'm able to enjoy it now, because I've been doing it for 30 years, and now you walk out and you do the parade and you look at the grandstand, there'll be 40,000 people all taking pictures, and you're riding the best horse in the world. You go into the start and you think, wow, you can't get any better than this. I mean, it'd be no different to Lewis Hamilton when he gets into his car and he's Silverstone in the front row. I mean, he probably feels the same. And that's why I do it, because it's those special moments.
I remember before the epic race in the King George this year, I was away on holiday, and I don't think you mind me sharing a secret. We often share a little text now and again, and I just said, listen, good luck tomorrow. And you came back with one sentence, I'm nervous. And I said, at your age, we all get nervous. But then you said, I'm always like this.
Yes.
Before the moment. Is it always like that?
I'm worse the night before. I think all the negative stuff, or the tactics, or what could go wrong, I'm really bad, and to a point that most of the family disappear. My wife disappeared. I'll be shouting around the house, where's everyone? Just gone, because they know nothing satisfies me, nothing's right. But I think the day then I'll be different, and I lose days, the day perhaps then I don't care. But then I get to race day and I'm up for it. My hair standing up like Don King, and I can't wait to get to the races. And I think in part and parcel of what I am.
Does losing frighten you?
No, it's not that. I mean, in my job, it's more time you lose than you win, so you get used to it. Not losing frightens me, but just getting it right. I mean, if I get it right and I lose, then I'm satisfied with myself. If I get it wrong and I lose, then I'm cross with myself. But horse is very hard to get an unbeaten horse. So I mean, my job is to get it right, and then the outcome, the result is either win or lose. But I'm not you know, my job is to focus and just to get it right, to get the best out of the situation. Kick from home, and as I thought, great, it's deja vu again, let's enjoy this. The petrol went, oh no, what's happened? She went, just almost stopped to a halt. I knew I won, but I didn't even celebrate because I was in such a shock that I thought I was going to lose that I froze.
Let's talk about this one, this wonderful trophy here. That has been termed the greatest race ever seen. Would you agree with that?
It probably is the most epic and the hardest race that I ever won. Mentally and physically, it was a mammoth race. I mean, you know, King George itself was a great occasion, but to have two great horses, you need two great horses to make a super race, and Crystal Ocean was a great horse. And you know, where I thought when I at the 2 furlong mark, you know, the roar of the grandstand, but I thought, well, I've got the better of it. Then how wrong was I? The gloves were off, and it's like.
What's going through your mind at that moment?
What was going through my mind? You just, I think this is where natural instinct takes over. All the years of experience in riding, and it's just try to keep focused, keep the horse in the rhythm, and try to keep my head in front. And for a minute, it was like touch and go, and then, you know, my good girl Enable got me out of trouble, and we won. What a race we won! And like I was drained. We both. She was. I was definitely drained. I don't know about her, but she wasn't too bad.
Did she carry you, or did you carry her?
I think she definitely carried me, and yeah, it was. You know, it was like I said, it was the best race that I've been involved.
Let's talk a little bit more about Enable and these 2 incredible trophies she's knocked up so far. Chantilly, the first time around. Talk us through that.
Obviously, we went into the race as favourite, and you know, she is a freelo. She was getting all the weight allowances, and because the confirmation of the track in Chantilly, the one on the fence, but you go left first to cut the elbow, and then you go right. And it was a possibility that when the field comes back across, you get stuck on the fence. So I had this dilemma that, you know, I wanted a good pitch, but so I had to burn a lot of petrol to get there. You know, and she was so talented that day that, you know, I cut the corner, got a spot, an amazing spot. I happened to be just one off the leaders, one off the fence, and by the time we got to the chateau, every day position, I knew I would win. I mean, she was so brilliant that day, and I had the spot that I wanted. I thought it was just a matter of keep composed, turn the bend, wait till the straight, wait till the 400, the 2 furlong mark, and I just pressed the button, and she went whoosh. And for once I was able to enjoy it. And I knew I won, and I just pushed her out, and I'm just all so excited. It was
an easy day at the office.
It was exactly like I thought it would. What very rarely doesn't happen, and she was magical. She was absolutely magical.
We all knew by then she was very, very special. Yeah. Were the plans then with Prince Khalid and everybody that the Ark was always going to be the target moving forward? And he's been very sporting in keeping her in training.
I think we had more in plans for her than the Ark. And obviously we wanted to showcase her at Royal Ascot. We wanted to, you know, do King George and then go back to the Ark. We had loads of plans, but then unfortunately she had a setback. And she ran, and she beat Crystal Ocean in a race back, and I thought, great, she's back, you know, roll on the Ark. We got 3 weeks to go, let's go. And not known to me, nobody said a word that she had a bout of temperature for about a week, so she was in training, but everything was hidden from me, and they said nothing. And I rolled up at Longchamp, thinking, no, my good girl's going to do it again, and everything went to plan, and the perfect race. I kicked from home, and as I thought, great, it's deja vu again, let's enjoy this. The petrol went, oh no, what's happened? She went, just almost stopped to a halt. I knew I won, but I didn't even celebrate because I was in such a shock that I thought I was going to lose, that I froze. And then, 10 seconds later, I realized that I won, and I was able to milk it and enjoy the moment. That was amazing. And
then the questions had to be asked, didn't they? Because suddenly on the horizon, straight after the race, it's Frankie, John, Prince Khalid. Are you going to keep her in training?
Well, I was hoping. And then, yeah, you know, and then we did something that has never been done before. We took her to the British Cup in America, and okay, you achieve everything in Europe, but then you go to America. It's like the Ryder Cup, so the guts out of the Europeans, and all I could hear is them saying, "Oh, no horse has ever won the Arc and the British Cup in the same year," and those words were echoing in my ear the whole week, and I was like, "We really want to strangle these people." And then when she won, right,
you celebrate.
So great. So
was that probably the sweetest moment then last year? Then
yes,
giving it to the Yanks.
That really topped it. Yes, I mean, look, rivalry is good, but the Americans, they don't let you forget things. So to beat him in an old backyard was brilliant.
So now we're staring down the barrel of
yes.
of reality, and it really comes down to one race for you, for John, for Prince Khalid, for the horse as well. Does the approach change, or does the approach just stay exactly the same?
Well, the approach has changed because is this media frenzy, quite rightly so. No horses ever won free Arc, so I could already feel the Enable fever. I'm getting, okay, you're one of them, but I'm getting interest from CNN, what is worldwide TVs, from other countries. There is this feel of anticipation and atmosphere that I never felt before. And look, the world is entitled to be like that because we're going to try to do the impossible, and it's going to be a different approach. I'm going to try to get all this media frenzy out of the way. Then the last few days, I can really concentrate on the task ahead.
John Gosden said recently that I read that he said that Longchamp is the most difficult track in the world to ride, in his opinion. But he said nobody rides it better than you.
I've had a lot of experience. Believe it or not, don't laugh.
Good and bad.
if I get there this year, if it's my 31st Arc, I mean, that is mental, really. So I think the first 10 Arcs, I didn't really realize what I was doing. And then obviously, when I broke the hoodoo with the Lamtara, then now I managed to win 6, and it is a very, very tricky track. The undulations, the fall straight.
They ride tight as well.
They ride tight. It's a big field. It's a jockey's track. You know what I mean? It's not a straightforward and you've got a big long straight. So it's.
How brave do you have to be?
Oh, you have to be brave. You've got a lot of things you got to do, and you got to have 10 different plans because the race can change 5 times in the same race.
As sporting journalists and sports people, we want this to happen. We want it
So
to
do
happen
I.
for you, of course. But what will it mean to you if it does happen?
It will mean history, and she will leave a legacy of. Even if she does, she still will. But it will make her immortal. And that's what I believe. That is my inspiration on that day to try to achieve something that has not been done before.
You mentioned that you're 48. People always ask you, and I've asked you before, and I've told you not to do it, so I know the answer. Well, I mean, but would this be a moment that eventually in the future that this would be the time to say?
No way. What's next Sunday?
Yeah.
No way. No.
Just checking. I'm just checking.
Your fairy tale finished. No. No. When they have to get a Zimmer frame to get me to the paddock, then I might consider to retire. At the moment,
That's what the public want to hear,
yeah,
because
I love
I'm
it
going to be
so
honest with you, flat racing without
What
you
am I going to do? Sit at
I
home
don't know.
and annoy my wife, Catherine? No.
annoy me. we could go and shout at Arsenal.
No,
if
we
it-
can play your shouting at the moment.
Yeah.
Listen, I work for a great trainer. I got a great stable. I love what I do, and no, like I said, I'm not, at least not in the foreseeable future anyway. Look, if tomorrow I have a fall and I have a career injury, of course, but at the moment I just I enjoy what I do, and my body's still not too bad.
So it'll be your body in the end that makes your
Yes.
decision.
Yes, yes.
I think that's what we all want to hear.
Come on.
And what will the future hold eventually for you? I mean, you've got a wonderful place here. I see some beautiful stables. I mean, will we see Frankie Dettori training arc runners rather than riding them?
My wife said I got a concentration span of a flea, so that's
That big?
so that's the training out of the winter, because you got to be patient. It's constant. It's 365 days a year. I haven't got the patience to do that. I foresee myself working in the media, commentating, be a pundit, something like that. Yeah, that will keep my teeth into racing. I suspect I'm probably going to still ride out in the mornings a bit, just to keep fit and have a banter with the lads. But that's it, you know, and then we'll see what the future holds.
Having heard that, I'm delighted you're not going to resign on Sunday if you win, because I'll be finished. I'll be finished.
Yeah, but younger version with there.
Listen, the job's yours. The job's yours. Frankie, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
David.
Thank you.